Now, some people we talked about tonight are buried here. The Carlyles, the people who own the cat house, they're right over there. They're that tabletop grave with the green plaque on top of it. That's the Carlyles. Dr. Craig is here. Jennifer's here. Actually, all of Dr. Craig's family is here. He had an enormous family. Now, you're going to notice there aren't 350 headstones. Yeah. There's a few reasons for that, but there's one reason that's super important, and it's my favorite fact of the night, and you're probably here to learn, and maybe you're supposed to learn about government, I don't know. But if you're supposed to learn anything about government on this trip, I can teach you everything you need to know about government in one story, 1 minute long. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Feel free to use this as your what did I learn, if you have to write like a thing about it. You're going to love this. Save you a lot of learning. Forget everything you heard before this moment. Don't listen to it ever again. Anyways, ready? 1930s, Alexandria gets obsessed with its city history. That's why our city's preserved the way it is, because the city council and government plans a bunch of acts and laws that protect the city. One thing you're going to notice is a lot of these headstones and gravestones are weathered, right? You can't read them. And that's what happens to gravestones over time. So the city's worried about losing its history. So what the city council does is they come up with a plan. In the middle of the Great Depression, one of the worst times for people financially or in terms of money, the city government is going to raise taxes on its citizens, to raise money to collect these headstones, refurbish them, make them beautiful, save their history. So that's what the city government does. In the middle of the Great Depression, they come, they raise money from their citizens, they collect the headstones, they refurbish them, make them beautiful. Awesome. Now when the city government goes to put the headstones back, they're going to realize they made a slight error. The government did not mark down where the headstones came from, so they couldn't return them to their original place. The city of Alexandria, our government, owns about 450 headstones 80 years later that still sit in storage to this day because they can't return them because they don't know where they go. They can't destroy them because they're historic. That is everything you need to know about government and efficiency in one quick story. Feel free to use that as a life lesson from now on. Do you see something over there? What did? We can talk about the light if you want. So we're gonna talk. If you want to talk about ghosts that are in this graveyard, there are two of note. The first one is directly behind you. That's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier of the American Revolution. If you've been to Arlington, they have a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier over there. That's for World War. So that's World War I, II, Korea, and other conflicts where they have like the honor guard. That is for the American Revolution. So long story short, they find a soldier buried in the church next door. They don't know his name. They just know he's buried in a Continental Regulars uniform from the American Revolution. So they bury him there, and then around the 1930s and 40s, they're going to put that tomb over him. It's been updated recently after that. Now, people who come here at night, so this one's only really seen at night, will see a man's face in that window behind, or they will see the shadow of a soldier standing guard behind the tomb. Again, there's no honor guard like there is at Arlington, but we believe the soldier himself actually stands guard over his tomb. His shadow is seen and is actually photographed quite frequently. Now what you saw over there, that could have been Dr. Craig. Dr. Craig is the other ghost inside this graveyard. He's buried over there, the last one buried in the churchyard. Dr. Craig has a rough history. Jennifer is one of his daughters, dies young, right? That's sad. He's got 8 children though, right? So he's got 7 more, got some bonuses. 5 of his children will die before the age of 18. 2 of them will die at 21. His oldest lives to 30. His 30-year-old, don't be too sad, will give him 6 grandchildren. He outlives 4 of them. He outlives his 4 of 6 grandchildren, all of his children, his brother, his sister, his wife, and George Washington, who was his best friend, and the same age as he was, by like almost 16 years. Despite being the best doctor of his day, he couldn't save anyone close to him. Now his whole family's buried in this churchyard, and he is buried in this churchyard. We believe his spirit still walks these grounds at night, and in the evening, standing guard, watching over those family members he could not save in life. That over there is a motion sensor. It goes, hold on. The motion sensor goes off when people walk by it, when cats walk by it, dogs will walk by it. It's got to be about a cat size to set it off. If you did not see Creamsicle, who was our neighborhood cat who lives here, if you didn't see Creamsicle walk by that, then that could have possibly been Dr. Craig. Again, he walks these day and night. People see him quite frequently, especially people inside that building. Do y'all know what a lock-in is? No? Generational thing, I guess. Lock-ins are like sleepovers or slumber parties for like your youth group or like a school. Well, but they're called a thing because they take you like your school group, like you go and they like lock you into your school and you play games all night and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's what they do it.
Do that.
So you already know what it is. Okay. Well, anyways, this church. Sorry, I didn't call it something different. This church used to do sleepovers from the 1970s until 2010, and they would do those events inside this building. This is one of the church buildings. So they would have the event in there. About 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, kids would come up to the windows, they would look out, and they would see a man dressed in colonial gear or clothing walking these graves at night. When they would cry or complain, chaperones would run out and look. There was never anyone here, but kids saw it every single year. It looked like an old man dressed in colonial gear walking around the grounds. From the 1970s until 2010. By 2010, it becomes such a legend in the city that kids just don't want to participate anymore. They feel uncomfortable, so the church stops doing them. They haven't had a lock-in here since. Now we're going to head back out as we do. Again, Dr. Craig's grave is that tall headstone right there, so we'll walk right past it when we leave. So follow me out this way. I'll talk to you on the other side.